So today on the menu, and as you can see here, a feast for a king. We're making a beautiful, beautiful lamb biryani. Loads of wonderful spices in there. It's just wonderful stuff. Takes a little time, but worth doing, of course. Welcome back once again to How to Cook Great. Okay, let's get going on this one, nice and easy. So I've got my lamb here. I'm using leg of lamb. There's a little bit of bone in there, tiny bit of fat, but mostly meat. Cut it into nice, decent sized pieces, as you can see. Now, I've got there 700 grams in total. 4 regular sized tomatoes, or roughly about the same amount, equal parts them two. 1 onion sliced. I've got some oil there. I'm just using a sunflower oil. Salt, 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. Fresh chili, up to you how many you put in. This is quite a lot, but I fancy it like that. And then 2 teaspoons of the following: chili powder, turmeric, cumin, and coriander. And there I've got 2 tablespoons of garlic ginger paste. Very simply, we're going to give this a little mix. So as you can see, I've got a mixing bowl with our meat in there and our tomatoes. We're going to add in all of the ingredients. We're going to put our fresh chili in. Now I put mine in like that. You can chop them in if you want. Salt and the 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. We're going to drop in that onion, using a red onion sliced. I've got 2 teaspoons of each here. Turmeric, chili, coriander, and cumin. If you want, you could just use a curry powder that you have. We're going to drop in the garlic ginger paste, which is a nice 50-50 mix of garlic and ginger. 2 tablespoons of that. And then some neutral oil, just to bring it together. As you can see, I've got my glove on. I'm going straight in. We need to give this a nice little mix. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so you're going to need a nice large pot or something like that. I've got a little bit more oil in there. We're going to drop in some bay leaf. We're going to drop in some dried red chili. And then I'm going to drop in here, you can take a look. I've got some black peppercorns, cloves, and green cardamom. If you want, add some cumin seeds, some cinnamon bark. Up to you. I'm just going to go with this little mix today. Just a few seconds in there, let them infuse the oil. Don't skip this step, it's very, very important. It takes a few seconds. Now we're going to go in with our lovely lamb mixture. And we're on quite a high heat now, as you can hear. I want to go just for 4 minutes, stirring fairly often. Okay, so that's only like 4 minutes. Everything's nowhere near cooked, but I just wanted to give it a quick blast before we lower the heat. So I'm going to turn that down to just above a simmer. We're going to add a small amount of water, very small. We're going to pop a lid on that, and I'm going to go and make myself a cup of tea, and I'll be back in 30 minutes. So nice low heat, 30 minutes, nice cup of tea. Give it a stir every now and then if you like. Okay, so while our lamb is cooking, let's take a look at our rice. I've got 4 cups of rice here. I'm using a basmati rice. And what we're going to do is we're going to wash that about 3 times, rinse it through in cold water, drain it off, and then I'm going to soak it for 15 minutes. Okay, so what I've got here is I've got 1 cup of plain yogurt or curd. And what you need to do is give it a little mix up, you know, make it nice and smooth. And then we're going to drop this into the curry. But yeah, making it smooth really helps so it doesn't really separate and get lumpy in there. Okay, so off goes the heat, off comes the lid, and that is looking absolutely wonderful. Now, I've got a really nice piece of lamb there. I've got a nice, you know, high quality bit of leg. If you've got some mutton, you might want to cook it a bit longer, but that's beautiful. What we're going to do now is drop in this curd or yogurt that we just, like I say, just smoothed out. We're going to give that a mix, and this is done. Check that for salt. You might want to add some salt to it. For me, it's great. But that's beautiful. Okay, we can move on. Okay, so I've got my rice in there, and I've just covered it with water. Now what we want to do is we want to cook this rice, but we only want to cook it to like sort of 75–80%. Let's get some salt in there. And I'm just going to add a little bit of extra flavour while it's in there. 1 bay leaf, a couple of teaspoons of cumin seeds, and some green cardamom pods. So yeah, bring it to the boil, and then once it's got it needs to have a nice little bite on it, like when you cook it, just a little click, like an al dente pasta. So 75% cooked, and then we can start to build this beautiful biryani. Okay, so our lovely lamb is cooked, our rice is cooked. I've drained that off. Like I say, got a nice little bite in it. I've got some oil in there, using sunflower oil, and here I've got some onions which I've cut nice and thin. What we're going to do is we're just going to fry these. Now you can fry them till they're kind of blackened and crispy. I usually don't go that far, but yeah, we're going to just cook them how you like, really. Going to take about 4 or 5 minutes, and these are going to go on top of our biryani. Okay, so there's my onions. I drained them off. I kind of like them there. Some people like them a bit less than that. Some people like them darker than that. Okay, so rice done, curry done, onions done. Just a couple more things, then we can build. Okay, so there's our beautiful lamb curry. There's our onions that we just done, nice and crispy. There's our rice, beautiful, nice little bite in that. And then additionally, we've got here some fresh cilantro or coriander, whatever you call that. Now, if you want, you could use mint or a combination of mint and cilantro. Works out really nicely. Today I'm just using that. I've got some dried fruit here. You can use some sultanas or raisins, whatever. We're going to drop them in. And then just here, I've got some turmeric. Just like a couple of teaspoons of turmeric that I've put some water in. We're going to add a little bit of that on the top just for a little bit of colour. Of course, if you have saffron or zaffron, then you're a very lucky person. I don't have any today, but yes, I'm going to use that. And if you wanted, you could use a little bit of green colour or red colour. I'm just going to go with that one. Okay, it's time to build. Okay, here we go with the build. So, nice heavy pan, if you can. Start off with some of the curry at the bottom. A nice little layer there. Then we're going to go with some rice, and again, just don't push it in, like, press it down, just nice and light in there. A nice little layer there. Then cilantro or coriander or your fresh herb. Optional actually this is, but a little bit of dried fruit in there is really nice, I think. And then we're going to repeat. So we've got some beautiful layers, as you saw, and you need to end up with a layer of rice on top. Little balance of my fresh herb, coriander, cilantro, whatever you call that. Then here's the turmeric that I just put into some water. You just want to spoon that over randomly, and it will just colour some of the rice. And like I say, if you wanted, you could be using a different sort of colour in there, or a few different colours. And then I'm going to put some onions. I'm not going to put all my onions, just half of them. And that's beautiful. We can get cooking now. Now what I find best is I've got this metal plate here that's going to go on top of that, because I need a shield between the actual flame and the bottom of the pot. So we're going to put our pan on there. So we've got this plate at the bottom. Now if you don't have one of these, you know what you could use, like a roasting pan or a roasting tin. You just need something that can, you know, make a divide between the flame and the bottom of the pot. So traditionally, in many ways, what would happen is a layer of, or a strip of pastry will go around there to seal the pan. You can do that if you want, just simple water and flour, roll it out. Or you can do what I'm doing. I'm going to get a cloth here, just a tea towel, run this over, like so. And then we're going to grab a lid, and we're going to fit the lid on and push it right down so it's kind of sealed really nicely. There you go. Okay, then the heat goes on. Below medium, we want to go now for about 25 to 30 minutes. So you don't want a crazy heat. You don't want it too low, but yeah, just below a medium, and that will work out beautifully. Okay, off goes the heat, off comes the lid. Let's get that cloth off of there. And there we go, we've got a really beautiful biryani there, really beautiful. Okay, let me get that on a plate. And there you go, a massive plate. I mean, it's huge. There's my arm, look at that. It's a huge, huge plate of beautiful, beautiful lamb biryani. Hope you enjoy that. We'll see you soon. Lots of love. Thank you so much for checking out our videos. We're currently steaming ahead to actually reaching nearly 100 million views, which is fantastic. I think we've got over 3,000 uploads now. We've really been going at it since I think 2012 we started back in the day. But yeah, thanks so much for watching our videos. Please do give us a thumbs up. It really does help us out a great deal, and also leave a comment. We do like to hear from you. Now, what we've been up to, so lots going on. We're now based in Bahrain. We're here for a little while in the kitchen here, which is fantastic. We're having a great time. Kids are really enjoying themselves. We are cooking away at a rapid rate, trying to do this new series called Eating with Locals, where I want to go and eat with different, you know, people from different nationalities and eat their food and have a little chat, see if I can learn something. Hoping this COVID thing's gonna shift. Don't know when it's going to happen, but maybe soon. If it does, I'm going to get back on the road. You know, I want to get back on an aeroplane, as I'm sure many of you do as well, and get out there and sort of, you know, see the sights, taste some food and meet some people. It would be fantastic if you would buy us a cup of coffee, help us along with the channel. We're not funded in any way, we're self-funded. We don't endorse any products. There's a link down below. If you would like to buy me a coffee, couple of dollars or whatever you want, just follow the link. That would be fantastic. That's about it. We're doing great, and we hope that you're doing fine, and we'll see you soon. Lots of love.